Zion Park particularly impresses with its rock formations. Not only are they huge, but also they appear in a variety of colors, from white tops, through bright orange rocks, to the deep red color of sandstones. Find out what else is waiting for you there. Zion National Park is located in the southwestern part of the state of Utah, which is also the western part of the Colorado Highlands. The altitude difference in the park is significant because the lowest point is located at 1,117 meters and the highest at 2,660. Here you can trek on more than 200 hiking trails of varying difficulty that stretch through many canyons and among amazing rocks carved by erosion over millions of years. You will be amazed by the hundreds of meters high sandstone monoliths and glistening waterfalls. And all these in a whole palette of colors from white to deep red with a small addition of floral green and water blue. I'm sure you're wondering why this place has such a strange name. It was given by Mormons who were looking for a place to settle in this area. Seeing the beautiful views here, they called it Zion, an asylum in English, or a refuge in Hebrew. For the Mormons it was the true promised land and a paradise, and the high rocks reminded them of cathedrals. However, people had lived here before. Paleo-Americans came here thousands of years ago. Then, around the 5th century, the Anasazi Indians settled in Zion, who created an interesting culture here until the 12th century. Before the Mormons discovered Zion, nomadic Paiute tribes lived here too. In 1909, the Americans placed Zion under protection. Initially, it was a natural monument, but 10 years later a national park was established here to which the neighboring, equally beautiful areas were gradually added. And why is it that such spectacular views have been created here precisely? The geological structure of the area and various geological processes are responsible for this. Two are most important ones: sedimentation and erosion. As early as in the Permian period, that is, about 270 million years ago, the deposition of the future rocks of Zion Park began. The process intensified in the Mesozoic. Depending on where the sedimentation took place, limestone, sandstone or shale were formed. The addition of various minerals made the rocks of different colors today. For example, iron oxides are responsible for the red color. Zion Park owes its present look to erosion. Wind, frost and water have created amazing rock formations. Keep in mind that the processes that formed the park are still going on today, however, they are slow. The fantastic and 800-meter deep Zion Canyon was carved by the Virgin River and it took 13 million years. You don't have to take notes. We have included all the practical info in the description below the video. That's where you can also find links with accommodation, tickets to attractions and tips on how to pay abroad so as not to overpay on currency conversions. Thanks to its construction and location, Zion National Park is the place where you will find desert, rocky mountains, forests, canyons, coastal areas, or plateau. Such unusual variety makes the diversity of plants and animals equally great. More than 400 species of animals live here. Pumas, coyotes, black bears or various species of deer are just few examples. You will definitely see local squirrels and maybe even a marmot, which is the local whistler, as well as many different birds. Watch out for snakes basking on the rocks as they can be dangerous rattlesnakes. You may also meet tarantulas which appear here in large numbers during summer and early autumn. Plants wonderfully complement this colorful rocky landscape. In the deserts here you'll see a variety of cactus and succulents. Elsewhere, you'll encounter junipers, pines, birches and quite a variety of herbal plants. Thanks to a large number of plants, the park is a true paradise for the eyes. You can explore the Zion Park in your car. There are two beautiful car routes with unique views. On both of them, there are quite a few stops where you can admire nature and take photos. The nature here is extremely photogenic. From many of the stops, you can also set off on hiking trails. Zion Canyon Scenic Drive is considered the most interesting. This main road in the park leads inside the Zion Canyon along the Virgin River. towering red stone cliffs, unusual several hundred meters high rock formations and luscious greenery growing on the banks of the river on top of that will make you feel enchanted. Remember, however, that from mid-February to the end of November this road is unavailable for private cars. Instead, there are park, air-conditioned buses that stop in numerous places. Air conditioning in the bus is much appreciated by tourists in summer when temperatures reach even 40 Celsius degrees, and a moment on the cool bus brings real relief. The second route leads from the eastern entrance to the park, from Bryce Canyon National Park. The road winds through sharp curves and, in addition to amazing views, also give you a lot of adrenaline. Here, you can also stop at the designated parking lots, and you even should do so. You will see, for example, fossil dunes, rocks on which you can see layers of sand that the wind piled up millions of years ago. An additional attraction of this route is the Zion Mount Carmel Tunnel. Carved into a rock, it allows cars of certain dimensions to pass through. The drive through the tunnel holds a surprise. Several windows have been carved into its walls, through which you can enjoy fabulous panoramas of majestic rocks and canyons. Unfortunately, you can't stop there, which does not allow to enjoy these views for long. Zion Park is a great place for hiking. One of the most popular trails is the route to Angel's Landing. It is said the name was given in 1916 when Pastor Fisher first saw this impressive rock formation and yelled, "Only an angel could land on it." Angel's Landing Trail begins at the Grotto Trailhead bus stop. Initially the route is easy, but starting from Scout Lookout Pass, which offers spectacular views, it gets quite difficult and tiring. If you don't have a lot of experience in mountain hiking, then it's better to give up on this route. You also need to know that as of recently, access to this route has been significantly restricted. It is necessary to obtain a permit to walk it. Equally stunning and, as some believe, the most beautiful is the Zion Narrows Trail. The road here leads along the bed of the Virgin River. It is this river that has gouged a deep slot canyon and various unusual formations in the sandstone for millions of years. What can be expected on this route? Water paddling, waterfalls, gardens hanging from rock walls and canyon walls, in some places reaching up to 600 meters up. The sun hardly reaches here and you will walk in water up to your knees practically all the time. The entire trail is as long as 25 kilometers, but a permit is required to walk it. Without it, you can walk about 5 kilometers, but even that is enough for you to feel the magic of this place. Hiking the Narrows can be dangerous. Flash floods happen here, so be sure to check the weather forecast before setting out on the trail. You can see the Great White Throne perfectly from a distance. For many, this magnificent white sandstone monolith is the symbol of the park. If you're not a climber, then you'll have to settle for viewing it from the road and taking a few photos. This is because there are no trails leading to its peak, while there are excellent climbing routes. You will also see Checkerboard Mesa, from the road leading from the park's eastern entrance. This is another really popular mountain. Slashed with cracks, the sandstone bulk is truly impressive. The vertical cracks are the result of water erosion and the horizontal ones were formed by the wind. If you like adrenaline, then you should try to get a permit to visit Subway Canyon. You need to book it at least 3 months in advance because there are really a lot of people who want to explore it. The trip will, of course, be accompanied by a guide. The route itself is also challenging. Climbing, rope slides, water paddling and other challenges await, but seeing these fantastic sights with the subway pools at the forefront is worth the effort. The opposite of the subway is a hike to Emerald Pools. This is an easy and pleasant but a bit crowded trail. It starts at Zion Lodge and runs along the river. Trees provide shelter from the sun, so admiring the mighty and beautiful rock formations of the Great White Throne, Red Arch Mountain and Lady Mountain is extremely nice. There are also 3 lakes formed by water that flows off the rocks and passes under huge rock shelves. The first lake can be reached even with a baby stroller or by a handicapped person. The road here is flat and wide. Other trails that are perfect for people with mobility problems include Weeping Rock and Riverside Walk. An interesting, although long and challenging route is the hike to the observation point. On the way you pass Echo Canyon, which is a real gem. You will see incredible views from the observation point because the peak is more than 200 meters higher than Angel's Landing. Few people know that Zion is home to one of the largest natural rock arches in the world. The span of Kolob Arch is as long as 87 meters. If you want to see it in the wild, get prepared for a long and challenging hike because the arch is located in the rather inaccessible Kolob Canyon. Zion National Park is located close to other well-known parks such as Bryce Canyon, Antelope Canyon, and Valley of Fire. However, you should know that there are actually only 2 roads leading to the park. The first is Road Number 9, which can be accessed from the Zion East entrance. If you have visited Bryce Canyon or Antelope Canyon before, this is the fastest way to get there. The second road leads from the west side. This is also Route 9, which runs through the entire park, but this time you'll get to West Zion and race from the town of Springdale. This entrance is for people who drive here, among others, from Las Vegas. The best way to get around in the park is by free buses. These air-conditioned vehicles will take you to all the major attractions and the beginning of the trails. It's best to leave your car in the free parking lot at the Zion National Park Visitor Center. Keep in mind, however, that it can get crowded in peak season, so it's a good idea to arrive early in the morning. There are also special buses from Springdale town to the park. If you choose to park there, remember that the parking areas charge a fee. The park is open all year round. You must remember that summers here are very hot and in the winter there are heavy snowfalls. In such cases, the entrance from the east may be closed. The best times to visit the park are spring and autumn. Temperatures are bearable then, and, additionally, there are less tourists than during the summer holiday months. You can also go in winter when the scenic route is open to private cars. However, then some of the hiking trails can be dangerous due to icy conditions. Usually, they are then closed for this reason. However, the park is most beautiful in spring. If you want to spend a really enjoyable time at Zion, then here are a few tips to consider. First of all, it's a good idea to show up at the park early in the morning unless you are staying overnight at one of the park's campgrounds. This will not only allow you to park your car comfortably, but also prevent you from standing in long bus queues. These begin running as early as 7 in the morning. Visiting in the summer and even early autumn involves high temperatures. Be sure to take enough water with you on the trail. Head cover and sunscreen are also essential. When choosing routes, consider how fit you and your companions are. You can really find beautiful and non-difficult routes that are stunning. Also, learn how long it usually takes to walk the route of your choice. This is important because, after all, you have to catch the last bus back to your car. If you're already planning your trip, you can find accommodation and tickets to attractions on the spot in the links under the video description. You can also order a card for cheap payments abroad the same way. Press the bell and subscribe to our channel if you want to receive notifications about new episodes. Have a nice trip.